back faster and faster.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting session of Jank Heroes Funnifyic. It's your host, your friend, your boy Jet Like One Only here with...
Powers keep respawning faster and faster every time we do this.
And today we're going to do another episode of Jank Heroes Funnifyic. Yo, Scavenger, welcome back to the stream. Give me one moment to get the live chat up, and while we're doing that, can you please recap the previous episode? If you won't recap the previous episode, I'm sure one of our viewers will. Kirby, welcome to the stream. It's good to have you. Could anyone recap what happened in the previous episode for new viewers?
Memes happened.
Memes happened?
Memes happened.
Nerdtanker said, Jet, why? He keeps doing more things. Kirby said, I healed Shadow Darkgale and his friend for 12 health.
Well, it's a good thing we were heal at the beginning of every session anyway.
Scavenger said, more plot devices and memes.
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, let's see. Nerdtanker, do you have your own interpretation of what happened last time? On Jank Heroes Funnifyic. Funnifyic.
Funnifyic is the right way to pronounce it. Not Funnifyic, which is what you started doing.
I believe it's Funnifyic.
No, it's bad.
So yeah, we're getting into the next episode. In the previous episode, Nerdtanker said, well, me and Scavenger went to go to Kirby. And they went into cryo sleep in a ship, traveling to Kirby, tracking him by a subspace communicator.
But I guess you're going to have to wake up real fast if you want to do anything.
Are they in cryo sleep but still using their subspace communicator?
I mean, they would have just gotten into the pods.
Maybe instead of cryo, it's like subspace, subspace preservation, because subspace is outside of normal time. So it lets you talk through subspace and be preserved. That actually sounds really cool. Also, Nerdtanker, I have a question before we start this one. How do you have a muscle car and a spaceship? Because you only get one vehicle for your base.
Meanwhile, my black car is probably destroyed by now.
Like, is your muscle car also a spaceship? Like, how does that work? Kirby said it has to do with hunger. So they did cryo sleep in order to avoid having to eat.
But since they have to do stuff in this session, they have to be hungry again.
Well, I feel like if they just put themselves in like a subspace version of cryo instead of like freezing yourself,
you still have to.
You're just outside of normal time.
But even though you're out of normal time, you still have your personal time.
So you feel like they would have to eat in subspace even then?
Yes.
Maybe there's like food and Nerdtanker says
subspace is an empty void.
Nerdtanker said the muscle car isn't mine. Then whose is it? Did you steal a muscle car to pick him up? I don't understand. But we need a time mark to see when this one will begin. Because we only go for an hour, of course.
Just do more than an hour. Stop.
No, you only do an hour.
We've always had the option to extend it.
And it just goes into another episode. Nerdtanker said I borrowed it. Stealing ass. I see you there.
22.
It's 9:22?
Yeah.
So we'll be ending this one at 10:22. This session starts out inside of Shadow Darkgale's apartment. He is there with a bruiser, and they're both watching the news. When suddenly, a man in white, who seems to be dressed in some kind of weird bicycler's uniform with like a helmet and everything, with the letters PSA put onto his chest. Scavenger says subspace has its own powers. With PSA written on his chest, arrives into your room. And Scavenger said, in other words, it's a plot device. Kirby says, I do have a sports car outside of the apartment building. He speeds in, and he says, hey, I saw you earlier. You were going pretty fast for, like, a hero. Not everybody's a speedster.
Hey, right now I don't really have time for this. I sort of got this guy thinking I'm a villain.
Thinking that you're a villain. Well, I wouldn't want to recruit you if you're a villain now. Bruiser's like, recruit?
Well, I'm not a villain.
Well, I'm a part of an organization of speedsters that try and help out the city the best way we can. You're not very fast.
Well, I can tell you I'm not getting any faster than this.
You're not getting any faster than... what were you clocking? Like 45? Yeah, I mean, you're barely a car. I don't know. Is there any way that you think you could help out with your speed? We're always recruiting more people. I'm in charge of...
Well, right now I'm under lock and key, so if you can think of anything, then you can maybe help me out of this situation first, and then I might fathom an idea from you.
Under lock and key, you say? That sounds like what a criminal would be in.
Yeah.
But this doesn't look like a prison. This house arrest?
More or less.
From, like, a authority, like Springdale Police?
This guy.
Excuse me. The brown, I guess gray-skinned guy?
Yeah.
So why are you under house arrest or whatever?
Because he thinks I'm a villain.
Bruiser's like, I'm pretty sure he's the hero framer.
I'm not the hero framer.
The hero framer? I definitely wouldn't want to recruit the hero framer.
I'm not the hero framer.
He has a key that can open the door to the hero framer's place.
I haven't proven yet, but I am very clearly saying that it's not mine.
Well, of course you would say it's not yours, says the PSA guy. It's like, so why do you think it's him? Well, not only does his door, like his key open the door to the hero framer's room, but he led me to the hero framer's room. Who would know where the hero framer was other than the hero framer?
It was an accident, friend.
PSA is like, that's a pretty convenient accident.
I didn't want you to know where I live, so I go to the next room, and it just happens to be where the ultimate villain lives. I mean, how can I figure that out?
Why lie to him, says PSA.
Because he was clearly trying to get me in the first place. He already thought I was a hero framer even before that. So why would I give him active ways to track me?
I don't know. I'm a little iffy on what side to pick here. Nerd Tanker said lol. PSA taps his foot. He taps it really fast because he's a speedster.
I mean, you can do that and all. I'm just sitting here watching the news to keep that hero framer
on. So in other news, it seems like the Speedster Patrol has been doing a great job getting people the help they need.
Garbage.
Taking them to hospitals, helping fixing up places. It's been really great.
Devices.
We actually have a guest here. We have PSA of the Speedster Patrol. He's currently sitting down there, like at the news thing. He's like, "Hey guys, just wanted to say that we're all." And he's like, "Yeah, that's me." You turn back at the TV. He's like, "We're always there to help. Whenever something's wrong, make sure to move."
Is that you or is that you as a?
What do you mean, me as an imposter? That's me. He points. And then he like also points like on the news. He's like, "Yeah, that's me." Always helping out, helping make the city safe. It's just all part of what the Speedster Patrol does.
Okay, well there goes that lead.
And then the newscaster goes, "Thank you kindly, PSA. I know that you got a lot of stuff you got to do." And PSA is like, "No, I could do this all day." Well, so outside of the news, PSA is like, "Yeah, do you need any help? Proving your innocence or proving that he's the hero framer? I'm always here to help. I can go either way. I'm not really busy at the moment."
Just sort of run around the city and see if you see any framing action. I don't know. Yeah, why not?
That's not really easy to identify.
You're right, it isn't. But then neither is proving that I'm not the hero framer. But clearly, I have to figure that out.
I mean, shouldn't there be easier ways to prove that you didn't frame people?
I mean,
that doesn't seem hard to prove.
I mean, you would think there is, but clearly every attempt I make is just further evidence that I do it.
Further evidence that you did it?
Yeah.
Mean? Grammar, please. We're not barbarians.
I don't really care right
now. Let's see. PSA says, "Well, you really shouldn't be at home. If you're the hero framer, you should be like in a prison cell or something."
Yeah, but then Bruiser's like, "But he just can't be in prison because then I'll just spread all my information."
Nerd Tanker said, "We are going to be arriving at Kirby shortly." PSA said, "You have a point. If you did go to prison, you would spread a bunch of information on the different heroes around." And then even Bruiser goes, "That's what I said. That's exactly what he would do. That's why I think house arrest would probably be the best." Nerd Tanker said, "Eat and drink."
And now, look at it this way.
Oh, Scavenger says, "I overhear the communicator and yell, 'Both of you are hero framers.'" He says, "Shadow Darkgale is free."
Look, we can just sit in this room forever and ever, and then that means the shadow or the hero framer can't do anything. Deal?
PSA goes, "I guess that's like why you're here. Still seems like there's a better place than in his living quarters. He probably has like a way to get out of here."
Not really.
PSA is like, "I could run him somewhere where there just aren't other villains. Back to my base. If we're all at my base, right? Then I know that he doesn't have some secret trapdoors or anything.
I'm in the shadows still.
We can talk about it some more."
I have not left the shadows this entire time. This guy can track me. I'm not getting away from him.
Just, if you have nothing to hide, right? Just come with us then.
fine.
You emerge from the shadows.
I mean, I would imagine PSA guy will slow himself down so he can keep up, or have us keep up with him. So I just sort of follow him.
So did you emerge from the shadows?
No.
No?
It's still cloudy outside.
He's like, it would be way faster if I just picked you up.
Yeah, but can I survive getting flown at 1,000,000 miles per hour?
How do you think the one that does, like, aid is able to help people who have been hurt?
Because you're specialized for that?
How do you think I can, like, do construction? Well, I don't do construction work. I mainly just spread the word. Well, how do you think the construction guy works?
You can carry supplies. Supplies aren't organic.
But when they burn away at really fast speeds?
Well, it's for you Speed Force guys to figure out, not me.
What's a speed force?
That's a good question. What is a Speed Force?
So are you going to let me carry you or not? It's going to take forever to get there otherwise.
You're going to carry both of us.
One at a time. Starting with you. It makes the most sense. You're the one that's the suspect.
Unmerge.
You're now inside of his base, inside of, like, a containment cell. Then PSA and Bruiser arrive at the base. This is a Speedster HQ. This is where we come in and out, zipping in, helping people.
Can you at least give me a computer so I can work on a game?
Work on a game?
Yeah, I'm a game designer.
A game designer?
Yes.
That sounds like exactly what the framer would do as a career.
Are you kidding me?
Bruiser is confused. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, think about it. He's always thinking about how to game the system, how to game these heroes.
Okay, then don't give me a computer. See if I care.
Don't worry, I can use a computer, but you should be focused less on game design and more on proving that you're not the hero framer.
Well, there's not really a whole lot I can do on my end. So keeping me locked up seems to be the best course of action.
Bruiser, can I trust you to look after him inside my base while I go? I'll try and look up evidence since I'm not currently doing anything else.
This is going to be such an eventful session.
Bruiser's like, sure, I can do that.
Okay.
PSA zips out. As PSA zips out, the floor begins to, like, have lightning bolts scatter across it.
Really? Really, guys?
Bruiser goes, is this one of your tricks again?
Look. Why would I actively try and shock myself?
Not the floor of you, just the floor where he left.
Oh.
Where PSA left.
Speed stuff? I don't know.
What? Why would that? Suddenly the tiles of the floor begin to collect into a humanoid form. Bruiser is like, oh no! You're doing this again! Stop!
I actively put myself in prison. Come on!
Why do you keep doing the same thing?
Did you ask him to see if this was power-proof?
Your prison cell?
Yes.
No, you would have heard me. We were all here.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, clearly, if I try and leave this cell, you're going to think I'm the hero frame.
The tile guy starts throwing tiles from his own body like ninja stars at the two of you.
I'm in a cell.
You are. Roll for Bruiser. That was a very, like, sudden realization.
15 to 11, he passed.
He passed. He darts around the, like, tiles as they're thrown at him, and as they're thrown toward you, they, like, bounce off of, like, the cell bars or whatever. That actually just made a lot of sense.
Also, it's just bars. It's not like a full-on wall.
No.
Why?
It's just bars.
Why does Speedster headquarters have just plain bars for their villains?
I mean, they didn't say that they were, like, tech geniuses or anything.
Bars, like plain old prison bars. Come on.
Yes, you're in a prison. You're in a containment cell thing.
It's so dumb. Anyway, continue.
Bruiser's gonna try and hit the tile guy, the tile ninja. So he needs to roll a check.
Yeah, this is just gonna be the Bruiser show the entire time. It's not gonna do anything. Tied.
Tied. Bruiser smashes his fist into the tile guy. Roll for damage. Different.
7 to 4.
3. He only deals 3 damage. Barely scratches the surface on the tile ninja. Tile ninja generates a sword of tiles from his back, and slashes it toward Bruiser.
Fail.
Well, Bruiser's able to dodge. Bruiser goes in
Also,
for another haymaker.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. I thought we only checked for dodging.
I thought we just did it.
That would have been him hitting.
That was him attempting to hit, but Bruiser's dodging. Because Bruiser's not just going to sit
But
there
aren't we
and take a
checking
hit.
if Bruiser's dodging, not the golem's hitting?
We were checking for Bruiser's dodging.
So if he failed...
He failed. Got him, I see. So, damage then.
2.
Oh, only 2 damage? Okay. Measly hit with the tile sword, I see. Bruiser goes in for a hard uppercut. Golem's gonna, of course, try to dodge.
Fails.
Oh, damage?
No, my bad. We assume only that good guys hit and dodge, correct?
Bad guy's also hit and dodge.
So are we doing a hit and a dodge check for each?
If you fail the hit, it means the person
But
dodged.
which person gets the hit?
Which person gets the
Like,
hit?
are we... Like, in a circumstance where someone's hitting and someone's dodging, do we always do a hit or do we always do a dodge?
Always do a dodge.
Always do a dodge. Then that means Golem succeeded.
Oh, Golem succeeded? So Golem was able to dodge. Golem's gonna try and pierce Bruiser with the sword.
Success. So dodge.
Oh, okay. Bruiser dodged out of the way. Bruiser's now... It's just a dance. It's a fucking dance. Bruiser's gonna try to hit him.
Success.
Okay, how
Dodge.
much... They're too agile for each other. Neither one can hit another one. Bruiser doesn't seem like he can get an upper hand. It's almost like him and the Tile Ninja are evenly matched. What do?
Yawn.
You yawn. The shit's too boring for you. Inside of your cell, the bars begin to electrify.
Hey, Bruiser, I'm gonna leave the cell real fast. This is not looking good for my end.
Bruiser's like, hey, I'm a little busy here. Can you just not try to frame me?
I'm not trying to frame you, but, like, there are these electric things happening on my bars.
Your bars are starting to fold themselves into, like, a humanoid shape.
Yeah, I think this is happening to me again. Let me just do the Darkness Reaver while it's forming.
Okay.
And it doesn't have thoughts, Jet, so you can't...
It doesn't have thought. It cannot think. How does it dodge attacks?
It doesn't.
It does, though. We watched it dodge.
You didn't make me roll for the paper ninjas.
But you do Shadow Reaver the bars.
And it's still forming, so it's not even able to fully move at that point either.
You Shadow Reaver the bars.
That are...
Yeah, that are like folding themselves. And I guess you cancel it. The bars crinkle to the ground, but now you're essentially free from your cell. PSA runs in.
Wait.
You can't wait faster than PSA. PSA runs in.
I'm
and
still
he's
in
like,
the cell.
And he's like, my alarm system went off for like the bars. What's going on?
The bars were forming into a golem. I killed the golem. I'm still in the cell. You can make the cell again if you want, but I'm still in the cell. Stop.
He's like, well, I do believe golem shit is happening. As he
Oh.
points to, like, the constant dodge fest that is
Well, I
Bruiser
know if I
versus
get
the Tile
involved, I'm just
Golem.
going to be claimed as trying to make myself look innocent, even though I am innocent. So I'm letting him handle it for a while.
PSA is like, well, a villain would let a hero just fight a villain by himself and hope that the hero just
guess
gets
what?
off.
A villain would also help the hero out so that he doesn't look like a villain. So guess I'm screwed either way. I like that.
PSA is like, it is really hard to prove innocence. You need like
This
a
is
lawyer.
supposed to be an innocent still proven guilty system. Why are we doing it in Japan?
You need a lawyer. It sounds like more than anything else.
Yeah, but guess what? There are no lawyers that are going to take up this case. We're apparently in Japan, where you're guilty until proven innocent.
Don't worry, I'll go get one of the speed lawyers. Be back in a minute. While he's gone, the tile it's just a constant dodge fest. Bruiser's dodging the ninja.
He doesn't dodge.
Bruiser fucked up?
Yeah.
Ninja's going in for the swing with the tile sword.
He takes 8 damage.
He's bleeding. He's bleeding all over the other tiles.
Now, see, I'm willing to help if you're willing to completely drop this hero framer nonsense.
You know how Bruiser responds? Ah! Because he's fucking bleeding.
He's taken harder hits before.
The tile is, you just got sliced. The tile ninja dude is about to go in for another slice. Can Bruiser dodge?
Can't he dodge?
Kirby said how much damage was that? That was 8 damage.
No, he can't dodge.
Bruiser
sort of
fails
on the
to
ground.
dodge. He's too wounded. He's too losing too much blood.
6 damage.
6 damage. Ah! He's pierced through the chest, like the back.
Og
and
twice if you're gonna drop. Og twice if you're gonna drop the hero framer nonsense. Og once if you're not.
The tile ninja twists the sword while it's like through his back. The sum of the damage was 14. Kirby says so. That was 14. He goes and he like vomits some blood out of his mouth.
I only heard one Og. I still.
The ninja removes the tile sword and is now getting ready to do a final blow in order to decapitate
Second Og.
Bruiser. Bruiser's like, a villain would just let me die. Kirby asked, what's his max health? You don't know. Scavenger said, I should have taken Candy's communicator.
Just second Og.
He's just vomiting blood now. I'm not sure if he can complete sentences.
Fine. Darkness Reaver.
The tile ninja is impaled by a spike and blows up into a powdery cloud of white as Bruiser continues to bleed out on the ground. PSA returns with another speedster. This speedster is dressed in a blue suit, but he has like a blue biker helmet style full face mask thing. And PSA says, sorry I'm late. Your boy was actually chilling out in Japan.
Get him out of here.
You say get him out of here? Kirby uses Restore on Bruiser, so Bruiser actually is starting to feel much better. He goes, thank you, Kirby. I appreciate it.
I don't need this guilty.
Sorry, he says, thank you, Galactonite.
I don't need this guilty until proven innocence garbage in my life.
That's why he called me. I'm the speed lawyer. I finish cases fast. What do you need?
Yeah, you finish cases fast by getting a guilty verdict immediately.
Whoa. Are you sure you want me to represent you if you don't trust me as a lawyer?
Well, we're in Japan, a system that's known to get guilty verdicts 99% of the time.
Kirby said, how would he know my name? Well, for one, everything you say is over subspace communicator. Number two, you're actively communicating via his subspace communicator. That's the way that you're able to communicate with your boy Shadow Darkgale.
No, he's not communicating with me. He's communicating with Bruce, who happens to be near me.
Bruiser. Not Bruce.
Whatever.
He's not Bruce Wayne.
I'll call him Bruce for a nickname.
I feel like he won't like that. But Bruiser knows that you healed him only because you were talking about it via your subspace communicator. I believe you were trying to talk to Shadow Darkgale because you knew Bruiser was fucked up. Like, Bruiser couldn't respond to your questions. So Bruiser gets up, but he's still in pain a little bit. Like, you healed him, but you didn't, like, fully fix him. But he goes, Shadow Darkgale saved me, but only at the last possible moment.
That's what heroes do, right?
You were here the whole time!
And you thought I was a villain, and if I'm a villain, then I'm not a hero.
Bruce, PSA goes, I don't know. Kirby said, better than death, right? Then Kirby said, I'm communicating with Shadow Darkgale through other people near him. So PSA goes, I don't know. It seems like if you were a villain, you would want to watch heroes suffer. And the best way to watch heroes suffer is to wait until they almost die. But they don't suffer anymore when they die. And then the lawyer goes, Who is the lawyer here? Speedy case. Innocent until proven guilty.
You're in Japan. How do you have that mindset?
Because I went to visit, because I'm a speedster.
Okay, fine. You're a visitor. That's a little bit better.
No, I visited Japan. I'm from here.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, yeah. Well, anyways, we need to set up, like, an actual case. Bruiser, are you suing my client? Bruiser?
I heard 2 Ogs. I don't know if he's gonna... If he's a hero, he'd stay to his word.
Bruiser's like, I was dying, not communicating.
I said 2 Ogs.
But there is, like, a good amount of evidence against him, I feel, for him to be, like, the hero framer. If you were a real hero, then you would want to take this to court and make sure that you weren't put in as the hero framer. once you get an official verdict from Springdale Court, people won't be calling you the hero framer anymore.
Yeah, but there's just as likely that I'm just going to be called the hero framer based on the faulty logic that you have.
Well, I mean, leave that to the court system, says Speedy Case.
I mean, we're assuming that the court system's great.
Kirby asks, how far from Springdale is Japan? Springdale is 3 miles away from the Grand Canyon, so you have to calculate the Grand Canyon's distance from Japan and then add 3 miles.
I mean, you're assuming that it's on the one side of the Grand Canyon that's farther away from Japan. What about if it was on the other side and it was closer to Japan?
Give or take 3 miles. Speedy Case is like, you should focus on, like, the court case. Don't let them get you down. They're not like the other people that are going to be involved. So do you want to do it or not?
I guess.
Okay, cool. So I'll go talk to the Springdale judge. He like grabs you. You're like in the like courtroom of like Springdale Court. He's like, Your Honor, I would like to present a case. And then the judge is like, who is suing your person? Bruiser is also like now in the room. It's like, who's representing you, Bruiser? Bruiser's like, I don't have a lawyer. Springdale judge is like, don't worry, a lawyer will be provided for you.
It's a prosecutor, Jed.
Okay. One will be provided for you. Speedy Case does the like shift thing where he's like moving really fast back and forth, and he's now standing next to Bruiser, and it's like, my client would like to sue Mr. What is your name?
Darkgale.
Mr. Darkgale, believing that he is indeed the hero framer. And then Speedy Case, while standing next to you, goes, and I would like to prove that what is your name?
Darkgale.
Darkgale is innocent and is not the hero framer. And then the Springdale judge says, it's not fair for you to be the prosecutor and the defending lawyer.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
And then Speedy Case goes, you are right. Which would you like me to go for, Judge? And the judge goes, roll 2d20.
Of course. There goes my defense attorney. I get my defense attorney.
Oh, you pass?
Yes.
The judge is like, you should stick with, what is your name?
Darkgale.
Darkgale. Kirby over
Not hard. 2 words.
Kirby over subspace says 5,665 miles, give or take 3. Then he says, so one judge is representing both sides? Kirby said, that'd be weird.
Well, one judge overseeing the case.
So, who's going to be his lawyer? And
Who's
it's
gonna be
like,
his prosecutor? I don't know.
Then the judge says, I guess we're going to have to go with the Devil Rider. Dun, 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 dun. Lava and brimstone begin to form next to Bruiser. Bruiser's like, as the ground separates, a hellish demonic version of Speedy Case emerges from hell and turns to you.
I'm glad he's not defending me.
Are you two ready to begin trial? Kirby says, I'm on 19 more usages, by the way, for his healing power. Would you two like to begin the case, says the judge.
I guess.
Dun dun! The court case begins. First, we're going to hear from the defense. Speedy Case is like, PSA, to the stand! A white streak runs up to the stand. He goes, so PSA, how long have you known Shadow Darkgale? And he's like, well, I met him earlier today. So you would say that you know him really well? Yeah, for us speedsters, a little bit of time is almost like a lifetime to us. It's almost like I've known him my entire life. So you know this guy really well. Would you say that he is indeed the hero framer? Well, from what I've heard, there's a lot of evidence against him. I mean...
You're my defense attorney. What are you doing?
I do this all the time. I do this all. Speedy Case.
Yeah, Speedy Case. Get that instant guilty verdict. That's what I wanted, right?
Kirby over Subspace Communicator says, can't really do anything with my grenades, I don't think. The judge says, no grenades in court! PSA goes, it seems like there's a lot of evidence against him. I mean, it seems like his key does this thing, from what I've heard from Bruiser, where when he lifts his key up... Where did you hear your evidence at Speedy Case? I heard it from Bruiser. And is Bruiser not the one who was suing my client? Yes, he is the one suing your client. So would his information be biased due to the fact that he's suing my client? Well, I guess you're right. I guess it would be pretty biased. So should we take that as actual evidence for this case? Well, maybe not what he said. Especially since you're just repeating what he said, which is hearsay, Your Honor. The judge is like, that is hearsay. That is hearsay. Then, strike what has been said from the record. Other than the hearsay, what would you say about our client? I'd say that, he's actually a pretty alright guy. He had the chance to, like, kill Bruiser earlier, but he didn't. And he's like, ah! He does that at super speed. Then, I feel like we're doing pretty well. I feel like we're doing well. Next, for the defense, I call Bruiser to the stand. Bruiser goes up to the stand. Speedy Case goes, okay, Bruiser. So you're currently suing my client. Yes, I believe that he's the hero framer. You believe that he is the hero framer based on what evidence? Well, he has this key that not only unlocks his room.
But it's been stricken from the record.
He has a key that unlocks his room, but also unlocks the hero framer room. And I was like, but are you a detective? No, I'm not a detective. Are you qualified to present evidence to the court involving material evidence? Bruiser goes, no, I don't have. I'm not qualified to. Then should any of that be on the record? And he's like, well, I suppose if I'm not qualified to present the evidence, that it shouldn't be on the record. So other than that evidence that you tried to present, that you are not qualified to present, what will you say about my client? Well, he almost let me die, but he didn't. And he did try to kill me. Speedy Case goes, but are you suing him for attempted murder? And Bruiser goes, no, I'm not.
Case.
I'm not suing him for attempted murder. I'm suing him for framing heroes. Framing heroes is not the same as killing heroes, is it? No, it is not. Do you say at any point that he attempted to frame you?
This is so dumb, Jeff.
He's like, no, I didn't attempt. He never attempted to frame me. So he never attempted. The hero framer never attempted to frame a hero. I rest my case, Judge. I rest my case. Speedy Case sits down next to you and he like nudges your arm. He's like,
There's still a prosecution, you know.
Ease. Checking the subspace communicator. Kirby says, well, Scavenger says, I don't think I can help. Kirby said, what the fuck am I watching Jet do right now? He says, holy crap, man. What Looney Tunes character are you pretending to be? Closest thing I can think of is Roadrunner. So next up, we got the Hell Rider, the prosecution. So Hell Rider says, I call the Springdale Chief of Police to the stand.
What, are you going to have an autopsy report that's been updated or something? I don't know. That's not Phoenix, right, Joe?
The Springdale Chief of Police is dead. So like it's a dead body, and this dead body is just like on the stand, right?
Is there an autopsy report on him?
And it's like the Springdale Chief of Police, one of the possible victims of the hero framer. Do you believe that this man, what is your name? Dark Gale is the hero framer. The Hell Rider touches the Chief of Police, and a spirit flies through the crack that Hell Rider came from, and into the Chief of Police. And Chief of Police goes, children, school, car!
Oh no, it's this time? Oh no! Oh no!
He goes, where am I?
He's like Crystal, too. Oh god, why is he here?
So, he goes, Chief of Police, are you qualified to look over evidence from a crime scene? He goes, well, I am a detective as well as the chief of police. And the Hellrider goes, that's great to hear.
You were not going to react to the fact that he just came alive?
So Hellrider runs and comes back with, like, the key and, like, pictures of, like, the room that was in shambles and, like, the evidence from the room. Like, he brings all this shit here. And he's like, I have an expert to look over the evidence.
Now, I feel like that's against the rules because in court systems you can't just bring up evidence unless you're a detective.
But he is a detective.
But he didn't bring it. You did.
Also, the judge goes, sorry, your lawyer should speak.
Lawyer, tell him.
Objection! Evidence for a court case must be brought on hand before it can be presented in court. It must be presented to the judge directly.
But specifically it has to be pre-approved evidence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Calm down. I'm a lawyer. Speedy case. Speedy case. Kirby said, past Jank Heroes experiences here. This is from Aiden's campaign, episode 3. Then Kirby said, beep beep, vroom. Oh, I see. This Looney Tunes joke. Kirby said, am I able to see what is happening, or can I only hear voices and object noises? You can see what's happening. Scavenger said, what did I miss? Kirby said, everything. Scavenger said, and don't incriminate yourself. So, back to where we were. So, Hellrider's like, Chief of Police, can you present this evidence to the judge? The Chief of Police is like, yes I can.
But it's not pre-approved.
Chief of Police, do you have the ability to file paperwork for this to then be, like, approved? He's like, yeah, but it's a very time-consuming process. He's like, well, what if you had some help? Would that be against the rules? And he's like, not at all. And, like, the paperwork's, like, all filled out and, like, submitted to the judge. And the judge goes, oh, that's all filled out here.
Now, see, we should have just had regular lawyers.
Instead
then we could have got it another day.
So, the evidence is all submitted. And the police chief is like, based on all this evidence, it seems like he had access to the Hero Framer's room, as well as all the Hero Framer's information. Even if he wasn't the Hero Framer, I would say, through my professional expert opinion, that he has...
opinion that you were dead?
That he has the ability to be the Hero Framer. Like, even if, like, he wasn't before, he had access to all of that information to where he could be it now. And also, he doesn't even have to be the Hero Framer necessarily, right? Like, he just could have access to the Hero Framer stuff. He could be an accomplice, which would explain why he would have the key. And also why we haven't seen him frame any heroes. And then Hellrider's like, very, very interesting. Please let me ask you questions. Don't just go on a rant. But I feel like there is plenty of evidence that overcomes doubt. Jury. He turns to the jury. The jury is like a splatter of purple glitter on, like, one seat. And then, like, another seat has, like, a panda bear eating some bamboo.
She's dead, and the other thing's not even a living thing?
The panda?
You said a doll.
Panda.
Panda doll.
No. Panda eating some bamboo.
You didn't just say panda, you said, like, doll or something initially. Also, how the heck does she get here when she's dust?
She's glittery blood.
Jet.
Another spirit, like, comes out of the rift.
That doesn't make a new body, Jet.
The blood is, like, animated and, like, candy shaped. Hellrunner is like, I can only keep you two alive for the duration of this court case. Next to the panda eating the bamboo, you see the ghost that, like, gave you the fucking, like...
But I'm still wearing the cloak and I still have the sword.
But the ghost is its own thing. Shadow Dark goes, he's done. So Kirby said, look at my chats that happen after your I don't think I could help message. That would tell you what happened to Scavenger. He said there's a jury? And then the last person on the jury is a guy that looks very similar to Shadow Darkgale.
Also, we're only having a 4-person jury, so if they tie, we get screwed.
Mm-hmm. So, the prosecution rests its case, says Hellrider. And the judge is like, jury, time to deliberate.
That was a very fast trial.
Speedy case!
He just said, oh, he did it, and we were like, okay, jury, decide.
Mm-hmm. I mean, does either side have some final words?
No.
And the Hellrider says the prosecution rests. Okay, then to the jury. So the jury's going to deliberate. Speedy's case is like, how are you feeling? Meh? Kirby said, wait a minute. Because of what Hellrider has done to Candy, could I heal her?
She's just blood.
She's just blood animated by a spirit. So, how do you feel about the case?
Meh.
Meh?
Meh.
Do you think you'll get out?
Meh.
Meh? Roll 2d20.
I don't get out.
Kirby said, dang.
13 to 1. Pass.
The jury has come to a decision, says the guy who looks a lot like Shadow Darkgale. The judge goes, yes, we find the defendant not guilty. And then the judge says, the court case rests. Not guilty. Congratulations. What's your name?
Darkgale.
Darkgale. And then Speedy Case is like, Speedy Case! Speedy Case! Speedy Case! Speedy Case! Like confetti and balloons like fall from the ceiling. Speedy Case is like, Hellrider, time for you to go back to hell, Hellrider, go back to hell. And Hellrider's like, I'll steal your soul one day, Speedy Case. And it's like, hey, we made that bet how many thousand years ago, and you still haven't won a case against me? Miss me, go back to hell! Go back to hell, Hellrider!
You could have had Speedy lose his soul. Good job,
Kirby said, oh gosh, more twitching.
So yeah,
the soul of Candy and the soul of the police chief both fly back into the rift as Hellrider goes back down as well.
They just flop.
Sinking down. Bruiser's like...
Blood just splatters everywhere and nobody reacts.
The blood does just like sink back down into a puddle. It splashes onto the panda. The panda is trying to rub it off its fur, but it just stains its fur purple. It'll never get the glitter out. So Speedy Case is like, how are you feeling now? Because I'm feeling great.
I mean, we still got that guy in the jury. Who are you, guy?
You guys turn to the jury. There's just a panda and Candy and the ghost. The ghost waves. Hey, it's been a minute. You're a great hero.
Well, we've got a problem.
What's wrong? You won the case. I still have my soul.
There was a 4th person in that jury who's not here anymore.
Kirby said, what is your vehicle, Darkgale?
Black car.
Black car?
Probably got destroyed by the debris.
How's that a problem? He helped vote you not guilty.
No, but he's mysteriously gone now. He looked very eerily like me.
So?
That's reason to be concerned, I would imagine.
I don't know. I look like most of the other speedsters. Kirby said, how is the ghost even there? Its user is dead.
I saw the spectral stuff, so...
Yeah, a lot of the stuff doesn't go away. Except the city one. But yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's a problem. Bruiser comes up to you and he goes, yeah, I guess I've been pretty hard on you.
Yeah, you have, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we're not going to see each other for a while, but I hope that you're able to find the whole hero framer thing. A hand rises from the rift and, like, motions its fingers, like, come to me. And Bruiser's like, well, I gotta go pay my, court case costs, so... The rift opens and there's, like, a stairwell, and Bruiser just walks down the stairway to hell, and...
Oh, no!
And the hole closes. Speedy Case says, Speedy Case!
Well, I'm never seeing him again.
Well, you better hope you don't. I know I'm not. I run away from that guy for thousands of years.
So what am I owing you now?
Well, he did say you were a speedster, right?
Not really.
I mean, you're running faster than most of these guys out here. Let's see. Kirby said, so the ghost carried on after death? I mean, that's what ghosts do. That sounds right. So, Speedy Case says, well, you may not be one of our fastest speedsters, but the best way to pay me back would be to pay it forward and join the Speedster Patrol as one of our Speedster Cadets.
Well, I did say I was going to fathom it if you guys got me away from being considered the framer. I can't really back down from this, can I?
Nope, this is your cost. I mean, if you wanted a different cost, you could have had Hellrider as your... That almost happened. As your defense.
Yeah, okay. Fine. For the time being, I'm with you guys.
He zooms away and zooms back. He's got you like an all-black, like, armored speedster suit that has, like, the weird full-face biker helmet thing. And it's like, here's your uniform.
I'll take the helmet, nothing else.
He's like, well, when you're on patrol, you gotta wear the full thing. On the chest of it, it has SDG.
Okay.
Spelled in a dark gray.
Can I wear the spectral robes over this?
Well, your subspace communicator now has this as a loadout, and you can switch between loadouts. But whenever you're on patrol, you need to wear this loadout. You can wear the spectral thing for other stuff. Also, you won't have access to your spectral robes or sword while you have this version.
What do you mean I won't have the sword? The sword comes with the cloak?
But you won't have the cloak when you're in this form.
No, what I'm saying is that...
Yeah, they're like attached.
Why?
Because they're like spectrally entwined.
Whatever.
Okay, welcome to the Speedster Patrol, and I'm glad we were able to get you out.
How long am I gonna have to do this?
Let's see. How long would you have taken my soul the rest of my life?
No.
So the cause would
That's
be
not a fair trade.
member of the Speed Patrol for the rest.
That's
of
essentially selling my soul to you guys.
I took a huge risk.
You didn't have to.
But
we
I
could have
did.
just had regular,
I did it for you.
I didn't ask for speedy lawyers. I asked for lawyers.
Your
like regular lawyers.
Your lawyer, if he was normal speed, wouldn't have been able to help you against a speedster lawyer.
We didn't have to get a speedster prosecutor.
He wouldn't have been evenly matched, but he got one. You're welcome.
You took me to a speedster course.
And then Speedy Case like runs out.
You took me to a speedster.
He's not even there anymore.
God
he
dang.
ran away. And Bub said, "Is this live, Bub?" Yeah, this is live. We're playing Jank Funnifyic. So yeah, you're in the courtroom. You now have a new uniform. Bruiser went to hell. No one thinks you're the hero framer anymore, but the hero framer, as far as you're aware, is still out and about and also framed you.
That's just...
Bub asked, "Can I be Bub? Like, can you be in the game?" You want to go to the other video. There's like how to create a Jank Funnifyic character and make your character there, and then you can jump back in with your made
There
character.
is a bounty on the hero framer, isn't there?
There's a bounty on Time Traveler right now. The
Oh.
hero framer is more or less a myth right now, but it seems like you had a lot of evidence that he exists.
I'm gonna go to the bounty office.
The Springdale bounty office?
Yeah.
How many miles away is it from the Springdale courthouse?
5.
5 miles away? You can get there in a third of an hour. Bub said, "What do I do?" You go to the How to Make a Jank Funnifyic character video. There's another video on the channel. It'll be like how to make a blah blah blah. Watch that video, make a character, come back.
Hey, can you make a bounty for this so that I can catch the hero framer?
So you arrive at the like bounty office or whatever, and at the desk there is a very short, blonde, elfish girl sitting at the desk. She's so small that her entire body fits in the chair when she crosses her legs. Her legs don't even overlap off of the chair. She looks up at you smiling cutely. She's blushing. She's rocking back and forth.
I don't need a Dotteroo.
There are little sparkles like flying around
Stop
her.
trying to be a Dotteroo.
What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. Can you put a bounty in for this guy?
Well, bounties normally require, like, money backing.
Don't you guys have a system specifically for getting really bad villains off the street by putting bounties out?
People have to put the bounties on them by putting down money.
Then never mind, I'm leaving.
Scavenger said, "Tsundere!"
It's not Not even Sundari Dadaru.
But no one can hear you, Scavenger, because his subspace communicator is off.
Yeah. Which also means he couldn't have known that I was talking to this little elf girl.
Speedy Patrol, not Speedy Patrol, Speedy Case runs up to you and he says, "Oh, and turn your communicator on? You gotta know when you're on patrol. You can't leave that off. It's part of the thing."
I'll turn it on to Speed Force people only.
What is the Speed Force? You gotta you gotta know.
Yeah, I'll keep it on with you guys.
Oh, like just picking us and
yes. Why do I need to have non-work related people on dial?
I don't know. Maybe you'll find a case before we do.
But what I'm saying is that it seems more like a distraction than a helpful thing. It's going to distract me from my duties as part of your speed crew.
No, we want you to be a hero in general.
Well, I'll be a hero with you guys. That's the whole point.
You need to open the other channels.
At least let me have this.
He's doing the rapid, like, foot tap.
Come on, I'm already wearing this dumb outfit. I'm already helping you guys.
Hey, these outfits are fresh.
No, they're not.
Fresh.
I'm helping you guys out. Let me at least have this. I'm still working with you guys, and I'm still keeping actively with you guys.
I want you to be better than us.
Oh my god.
Which means you gotta be able to access other emergencies that we don't know about.
Well, can I have an emergency alert and you guys on the activated and that's it?
Well, how do you think the emergency alerts come through?
When everything's fine.
Through reports from other heroes.
But it's just the device saying everything's fine.
I know. Subspace communicators can be a little wonky.
So in other words, if I hear and everything that's fine, then I know something's bad going on.
But that only happens because you have other users that are reporting.
But I can be attached to a database without being connected to people.
But no, that's not how these work.
What do you mean that's not how this works?
That's not how these work.
Why?
Because that's never how they work. Speedy Case goes, you gotta open up your channels so that you'll be able to get alerts whenever they happen.
Let me ask you, what are you gonna do to me if I don't?
Well, there is another guy that you could, like, pay out to.
I mean, I didn't have any assistance from him, so he can't take my soul.
Well, I mean, you gotta pay somebody.
Well, I am trying to pay you, but you're not accepting the payment.
You're not paying in full.
I'm paying as full as I possibly can.
We can clearly see that you can pay fully. Speedy Case is like looking at your subspace communicator.
And I'm trying to work effectively.
You can definitely pay more than you're paying.
Can I turn it on but mute it?
But mute it? Then how will you know when something's happening?
Because I'll see everything's fine. And that's when I'll know that something bad's going on.
So you'll just read all the messages?
Yes.
Okay. Well, sounds fine to me. He zooms out. On your subspace communicator...
I don't have to read anything, Jed. I'm never going to look at it.
I'm never going to look at it. On your subspace communicator...
I can't hear things, Jed.
It's just on there.
It's on there. I'm not reading it. So
it appears on the screen.
Yeah, I don't care.
Scavenger said Sundere. Then Kirby said Yandere.
Also, I only have it on voice channel, not on visuals.
Bub said I can't find the video. Scavenger said be right back. Bub said Bub. Kirby said wouldn't the court pay for the judge?
So in other words, I basically have subtitles on a black screen.
You got essentially this. You got the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have. They can't see from my end, and I can't see from theirs.
Oh no. They can still like.
No, I made it so that it's only audio based, or audio that's muted at subtitles.
There's not all these options that you think there are. You're seeing them as text, like you're choosing to see them as text, but they can see you as more.
Is the text on a separate part of the screen compared to the black screen, essentially?
I mean, subspace communicator will like have an alert appear in your feed, so it'll be in the feed with all the people talking.
But what I'm asking is, where's the camera for it?
The camera for it?
Yeah.
Are you just trying to cover it?
Yes.
There's no obvious camera on the subspace communicator.
Okay, I cover it all.
You cover the... No, you can't see any.
Right, but it's still on. It's still registered as on. Actually,
what did you even cover it with?
Hey, Elven girl, can I have tape?
Hello. tape. I have. She like opens a drawer. There are like different twigs with like ribbons tied on them. She's like, I have a twig with a purple ribbon.
How long are the
and
ribbons?
I have a twig. You can untie one if you want. She hands you a twig. You untie the ribbon. The twig turns into like a wood golem.
Thanks for warning me about this.
I've never untied the ribbons. I
What
just
do you
think
mean
they
you
look
haven't
cute.
untied them?
The wood golem goes.
Darkness Reaver.
The golem dies. She goes, oh my! Splinters fly into the air.
How long is the ribbon?
The splinters are flying down upon you both.
I go into the shadows.
The little girl goes, ah, ah, ah. Roll 2d20.
Does she dodge? She does dodge.
She like darts under the chair, and the splinters dart down into the seat where she was sitting. Let's see. Bub said, is it called How to Create Shank Heroes? Kirby said, then the god of Jank Heroes can see it, but not you. Then Bub said, how Jank? So, she goes, that could have been an owie. She pushes her chair to the side. And she's
How long
like,
is the ribbon?
How long is the ribbon?
Yeah, you have the ribbon still.
Roll a d20.
8.
It's about 8 inches.
That's just what I needed. Okay. So, that's useless.
She goes, hey, can you help get these splinters out my chair? I can't sit in the chair with all the splinters in the chair.
I mean, don't you have powers for that?
Power?
I mean, you have all these golems in your drawer. Clearly, you have some attachment to wood.
What?
You're an elf.
So?
Fine.
Do you help get the splinters out of her
Yes.
chair? She's like, oh, that was nice. Can you pick me up? The chair's a little tall. Please. And she looks at you like really big eyes,
I grab
smiling.
her by the scruff of her neck and put her on.
She's like, it's like I'm flying. And you like sit her down in the chair. She's like, thank you.
I'm leaving.
I appreciate it. Hey, wait. Come visit me sometime.
No.
Oh, I guess I'll just sit here and play with my ribbons, but it was nice seeing you, I guess.
Okay, adios.
Goodbye. You leave the bounty office, but as you're like walking away, she like emerges through the door and like peeps through the door.
I'm not feeling guilty.
And then she like starts like tiptoeing behind you, following.
Really? She tiptoeing behind me? She only moves at 7 miles per hour.
She moves like less than half as fast as you do.
And tiptoeing? Get out of your jet.
Bub said, I said my name is Bub. Bub, have you finished creating a character yet? But yeah, how much time do we have?
I don't know.
It's like 10:22 is our cutoff.
Maybe. 5 minutes.
We have 5 minutes. Okay, with 5 minutes remaining, she's like,
No. You can't catch me. You walk half as fast as I do.
I have short legs.
Yeah, so you're not reaching me.
But you can reach me though.
No.
Please.
I keep walking, and the more I walk, the further she gets behind me.
I mean, whatever distance bridge you had before, it'd be the same distance bridge if you both were consistent.
No, but Jed, if I go 15 miles per hour...
And she goes 7.
That means
And she's
I'm
been
8
doing it
miles
before.
farther than her. Yeah, an hour.
Scavenger said more plot devices. She goes,
I go to the edge of the city, which is 49 miles out. She's 24 miles behind me. She loses me.
oh wait, do you use your like speed power?
No, I don't.
You just walk for a really long time?
Yeah, I walk for 3 hours.
You walk
She's not going to follow me for 3 hours. And even if she does, she's 24 miles back. She's lost me at this point.
You ghost the shit out of the bounty office girl.
I don't need a daughter, Jet. Stop it.
She gets so tired from walking that she, like, passes out on the sidewalk.
That's her fault.
She appears on your shoulder asleep.
Are you kidding me? Get off! Grab her by the neck and place her down.
She teleports onto your shoulder.
I don't
when you place
want
her on the
you.
ground.
I will throw you if you don't knock it off. I grab her and put her down.
She teleports back on it. She's asleep. She teleports back onto your shoulder.
Throw.
You throw her. Scavenger said, ooh, kinky. But that's just text on your thing that you're not reading. So you throw her. How far do you throw her?
How far do I throw her? Apparently 9?
9 feet. You throw her 9 feet. When she hits the ground, she teleports onto your shoulder. Now she's bruised.
Great, now we're gonna have child abuse.
Roll 2d20.
You're gonna make the police come and it's gonna be a child abuse case and it's gonna be awful. 5 to 7. I passed, thank God.
Difference?
2.
2. She took 2 damage. Scavenger said, grab me by the neck, daddy. Kirby said, just use your shadow sneak thing. She can't follow you.
I'm not reading the screen, so I don't know that.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know the plan. Whoa. You had a bruised child that you threw 9 feet on your shoulder. She's asleep.
At least the city's still more or less abandoned from the monster attack because this is all the same day.
I mean, during the amount of time that you've taken walking around and having court cases and shit, more people have entered back into the
Not
city.
that many people, Jed.
I mean, think about the amount of time it took to evacuate. It didn't take it not as long as it took for them to get back in.
Okay, let me ask you this. If it didn't take them very long to evacuate, like, people on the edge, obviously, but people in the area, the vicinity, they didn't have much time to escape before that monster fell.
Mm-hmm.
Those people are dead. So the people returning to that area are dead.
Well, people who are, like, injured were picked up by
a lot of people
racer.
would have died and not been injured.
Who knows?
There was a flood of blood and a monster and UFO debris.
Kirby said, is it night or day? A
Probably
lot of
night at
time
this
has
point.
passed.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's sleeping on your shoulder.
You're not gonna give me any choice, are you?
She continues to snore. There's a little, like, snot bubble that, like, inflates and deflates as she sleeps.
Start walking back to my apartment.
Okay. How much time do we have in the session?
Infinite time.
Stop. How much time is
Jed,
left?
just keep it going until we get to a close. This is...
It's actually exactly 10:22.
Jed, I don't want to have to do a 4th session just to get to some form of closure.
Kirby said, sleeping on your shoulder. Just take her to the police. Bub said, I
She's
comment
just gonna pop
already.
back onto my shoulder, and I can't read your claim.
Scavenger says, is this anime now? Kirby said, sleeping. Bub said, Bub. Scavenger said, don't tell him. Shh.
Should have let her die.
I should have let her die. What if, okay, just let the splinters rain. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like this video, favorite, comment, subscribe, and did you ring that bell so you know whenever we do these live streams. And make sure to stay tuned. Are you sure that you're down to do another one?
Not really, Jed. Just continue this one.
Well, you gotta do another episode
Jed,
to figure out what happens
I don't want to do
next.
another hour-long episode.
Then you gotta hold off until the next
Jed,
episode.
why can't you just let closure happen in like 10 to 20 more minutes?
Because the sessions are an hour.
Jed.
You gotta save.
Every other Jank Heroes, you've had extended time.
I mean, who knows? It might take like a full episode to resolve this.
Jed, I don't want to go more. Just 10 or 20 more minutes.
Let's see. Kirby said you could rename these episodes into parts. Scavenger says, just let it be a special episode. Let's see. Scavenger said, let it go longer.
Just merge all 3 episodes and call them the Saga.
Bub says it's already 1 hour. 1 hour is normally the end time.
Yeah, just merge the 3 of them into like a 3.5 hour special, the Sagas of Darkgale.
YouTube doesn't make that easy anymore.
I put them in a playlist and call them the Sagas
It's
of
Darkgale. Bub said filler. Oh
this
my
is pretty
gosh.
filler. But I'm trying to get through the filler in 10 to 20 more minutes, but he won't let me get through the filler. Blame Jet.
Bub said episode
Hashtag
6
blame Jet.
plus filler.
Hashtag blame Jet.
So you want to go 10 and 20 minutes longer?
Just 10 or 20 more minutes.
Scavenger said filler arc. So as you're walking back to your apartment from the edge of the city, so it's going to take like multiple hours, right? As you're walking back to the apartment, there's a gang of like black-skinned, glowing red-eyed gnomes that appear, and they pull out switchblades, and they say, "Give us the girl."
Here, have her.
You like hand her.
No, I throw her.
You throw her. Her body collides against a gnome. The gnome falls to the ground. Roll 2d20.
19 and 1.
The gnome takes 18 damage from having a little girl thrown at him. The girl then teleports back onto your shoulder.
See, I can't get rid of her.
The other two gnomes go, nice try with that boomerang girl. Hey, if we can get her, we'll be able to use her to beat up all the people.
You want me to do it again? I'll do it again.
Hey, you try that shit again, I'll stab you.
I mean, I'm trying to give it to her. I can even put her down. I'll put her down right in front of me.
Put her down slowly now.
Okay. Slowly. Here we go. And now, boop.
And she teleports back onto your shoulder. The gnomes are like, maybe if we kill you and we drag you around.
I'd rather you not.
She'll always just come back to your shoulder.
I'd rather you not.
Wouldn't you work as a great cape boss? And he's like, yeah, I think you would look like a cool cape. I'm not dead. The boss is just heavily injured.
Throws the girl at him again.
This time he sees it coming, he's gonna try to dodge.
He fails.
He fails the dodge. The little girl hits him again, and my nigga dies.
Oh, he only had 1 health left?
The two other gnomes are like, oh shit! We gotta get this little girl. You can just throw her at people and they die.
Okay, you want to do this again? Let's do this again.
They're like, bring it on. You're gonna miss me with this little girl. Bub said, guys, I'm in it now, Bub. He said, because I'm White Bub. Is your name White Bub? Kirby said, I'll restore the boss. The boss is already dead. I like the idea of Kirby trying to save him. So you throw the girl again. The gnome is going to try to dodge. Which gnome do you throw at? There's one on the left and one on the right. Now the boss in the middle is dead.
It's a good thing we disregarded the roll I did because I didn't choose which gnome.
Okay.
Yes, he would have dodged initially, but now I have to roll again.
Kirby said he was just injured. He just got killed by the second throw.
He passed.
He passed? He dodges the girl. What's the difference? Like,
14.
roll again. Roll again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why do I need to roll again?
Because you wanted the rolls again. Bub said, no, I said I can't join because
But he
I'm
dodged, Jet.
Kirby said, oh, okay. He dodged?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, what's the difference to the die you just rolled?
5, but it doesn't matter
5.
for dodging.
She takes 5 damage.
Alright.
Did you just
Wait,
throw
why did she
the
take damage from the gnome boss?
Because she hit the ground this time.
But colliding with a person still hurts.
Apparently not for her.
Look.
She appears back on your shoulder.
Look.
Bruised.
I'm gonna keep throwing her. And she's gonna die eventually. Then she won't have magical powers. So I suggest you don't kill me.
The gnomes are like, she won't die if we kill you first. The gnome darts forward to try and stab you.
Okay, fine, be that way. Merge into darkness.
You merge into darkness.
Because it's night, so it's all dark.
And when you sink into the ground, that bitch just hits the ground. Roll 2d20.
15 damage.
What? What?
18.
18 and a 3. The bitch just dies. She hits the ground and she dies. Kirby said... Kirby said, oh, okay. He said it really would. Bub said only black people can join. Kirby said, I'm white. Bub said, that sucks that only black people can join. Kirby said, the girl just splats. She just... The gnomes are like, he ran away. And like one of the gnomes puts her on his shoulder, and they're like, now we're gonna rob all of the people in Springdale.
Can I see him throw it?
Does
he throw it? I want to see him test it.
He's not gonna use it until he has someone to rob.
Okay, I'm gonna follow them in the darkness.
Roll 2d20.
Fail.
Fail? They're wandering around at night, but they haven't run into anyone that they can just
Roll again.
try.
Tie.
Tie? It always goes in favor. While walking down a dark alley, they run into a guy that looks a lot like Shadow Dartgale. They're like, "Give us your money!" And then the guy says, yeah, I don't have any money, but that guy next to you has some money. And the dark gnome goes like, "So, have you been cheaping me out of my money?" And then the other gnome's like, "No, I haven't been cheaping you out of my money." And then it's like, "So you do have some money?" And it's like, "No, I don't have some." And I was like, "Nah!" He throws the little girl at him.
Takes 16 damage.
He takes 16 damage?
Yes.
The gnome takes 16 damage. He like stumbles on the ground. He's like, "Oh, fuck!"
The gnome girl doesn't return to, or elf girl doesn't return to shoulder.
The elf girl doesn't return to his shoulder, and the gnome guy goes, "Ha! And you're about to get a taste of her too." And he reaches behind, but there's nothing there. And then the Shadow Darkgale lookalike goes, "Light Reaver," and like a street lamp light shoots down and like stabs through the gnome guy. Roll for damage.
11.
11. He's like, "You haven't got me yet," and he throws his switchblade at the guy. Real quick. Let me see your sheet. He throws his switchblade at the guy.
So we're doing this meme now, Jed.
Heavenly doppelganger. And a light duplicate of him appears in front of him and takes the switchblade blow for him so that he doesn't have to. He then goes, "Light Reaver," and like impales him again. Roll for damage.
Why does he roll for damage, but mine's consistent?
Oh, that's interesting. You don't know.
Also, doesn't he think to maybe dodge this time around? I mean,
How is he
gnomes are
gonna
relatively
dodge it?
intelligent.
How is he gonna dodge it?
How are people able to dodge Darkness Reaver?
They resist normally.
Well, isn't Gnome gonna resist?
Does that guy look like he has powers?
Does he look like he's intelligent?
Does he? You tell me, Matt. Does he look intelligent?
I mean, he has thoughts.
Kirby said, "No, man, just run. Don't be involved in this."
I'm not doing
Kirby
anything.
said, "Restore the gnome." You restore the gnome. Kirby says, "Oh, so Shadow Darkgale has an opposite." He restores the gnome for 14.
I thought it was 12.
Oh, wait, you only restore for 12. He restores the gnome for 12. How much is subtracted from the 12 he tries to restore?
Well, does the gnome have intelligence to resist things, Jed?
He doesn't.
I mean, he's an intelligent creature, I would imagine.
He can't. He doesn't know how to resist.
That's silly. 8 damage.
Yo, Maka, welcome to the stream. He takes 8 damage?
Yeah.
That's what the 12 subtracted?
No, it was 1, 8. Or 1 and 9.
So with the... So he'll take 4. How much did he take before?
12.
12. So now he's taken like 16. He's close to dying. The lookalike is like, you're surviving pretty well. You might be of use to me. Portal of the Realm of Games. And he like throws the like...
That's not how that power works, Jed. You can only take items out of it.
He's not you. He throws the gnome into it. The portal closes. Kirby says he doesn't know the restore is happening. How could he resist? I think he was thinking Light Reaver.
Huh. I come out of the shadows. Impressive, huh?
What's impressive?
Your abilities.
Why would you say impressive how to compliment someone?
I don't know.
But anyways, what brings you here in the middle of the night?
What brings you here in the middle of the night?
Oh, I'm walking around the city, going on patrol.
Just killing gnomes?
Hey, those gnomes came to kill me. What's up with that girl? She's on your shoulder.
me try something real fast.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna put this gnome on your shoulder. And we're gonna see what happens.
She's not a gnome.
Or not
He
an
says.
elf. You know what I meant.
He's like, why would I want a dead girl on my shoulder?
Because she's been stuck on my shoulder this entire time, and I want to get rid of her.
I don't want her on my shoulder.
Well, more than likely, she's just gonna poop back onto me.
I don't want her on my shoulder. Like, don't even initially put her on my shoulder.
Well, what do you think I want her on my shoulder?
I don't want her on my shoulder.
Well, do you want to stab her together and see what happens?
This seems really cruel and unusual.
She's already dead.
Yes! That's why it's very cruel and unusual.
Well, it's more cruel and unusual for me to wear her like a little shoulder thing, now, don't you think?
But I don't want to wear her. Kirby says
That's why we need to...
she be dead, though.
Yeah. So I'm trying to find a way to stop her from appearing on my shoulder so we can give her a proper burial.
Kirby says morbid. He goes, well, if you want to give her a proper burial, but she's magically attached to your shoulder,
Yeah.
maybe you should just cut off your shoulder.
No!
Then bury the shoulder with her.
She's just gonna pop on the other shoulder, knowing her.
Wow, that would suck.
Yeah, it would.
Well, it's not my problem. I mean, I like to help people, but I just don't know how to help you. Sorry. He's like walking away down the alley.
Well, open up that portal thing. Let me see if throwing her in there does anything.
Sorry, but I'm not trying to use up all my powers. I used a lot fighting those gnomes.
You didn't use that much.
What do you mean?
If you and me are the same but opposite, then quite clearly you have a lot of untapped potential still.
Hey, me and you are nothing alike. He like turns around and like points with one hand in a pocket. Kirby said, I could heal you if you cut it off.
I point to him with one hand in my pocket.
See? Nothing alike. And he
Nothing
turns
alike?
around and walks away.
Really? Abyssal,
Really?
Let's see then. Abyssal clone.
Ooh, that's nothing like what I do. And he continues.
You want to summon your light clone then?
I'm not trying to waste powers. Also, you used a power.
Yeah, I did.
Keep track of them.
But yeah, these are pretty much identical but opposite.
Not the same.
You want to explain how it isn't then?
Yours is made of dark. Mine is made of light. Definitely not the same thing.
Opposite, friend.
Kirby said, I want this child enchantment to stop. He continues to walking down the alley. He's like, I don't have time for this. People to save. Springdale Knight. I'm on patrol.
Why are you on my jury trial?
What? I mean, I had jury duty. Don't you get those letters in the mail?
No.
You should. It's like a thing. It's a part of being a citizen. He continues on. Welcome back, Scavenger.
I'm not getting anything out of him. I put the elf girl on the Shadow's shoulder.
It stays.
You're with me for now on.
The shadow guy. The clone cannot refuse. Kirby says, I've been called to jury duty. Really? I'm just very surprised by that.
We start walking back to my apartment.
As you begin walking back to your apartment, you notice coming from like the other end of the street toward your apartment is the look-alike. He's in a white car. He pulls up to the Springdale apartments and he hops out of his vehicle.
Of course you're here.
What do you mean? Stop following me.
Now watch, you're gonna be on the room directly opposite of mine.
No, I'm not your opposite. Stop.
Okay, what floor do you live on?
I live on the 3rd floor.
Why would you look at that? I live on the 3rd floor.
That doesn't matter. Stop following
I'm
me.
not following you. This is my place of living.
He walks in through the diner. The diner's actually pretty crowded. There are a lot of people in. They're talking about what happened earlier today. Your boy takes the stairs.
I take the stairs.
Stop following me!
I'm not following you.
You keep following me, especially with that fucking clown with the little girl on the shoulder.
If I send him back up down a little bit, will you be a little bit more okay with this? Because I'm not trying to follow you.
So, well, yeah, you can just slow down and stop following me.
Well, how fast are you walking, friend?
Someone like enters the stairwell with you guys and goes, "Hey, that's not cool that he has a dead girl on his shoulder. I'm calling the police."
Okay, I send the shadow outside, and I say, okay, he's leaving.
He's like, hey, stop leaving. Wait for the police.
Well, he's leaving to meet the police.
Wait for the police are coming here. I'm calling.
Yeah, he's the one who did it. We're trying to get away from him.
Well, he needs to not leave. He needs to stay here.
Okay, fine. He'll wait in the diner, I promise.
He better. And he goes back in. Okay. So you're like, how far, like, what space are you giving him?
What do you mean?
Like, distance.
I mean, I'm walking at my normal pace.
You're still, like, just...
Yeah, nonchalant.
You're still, he's also walking at a normal pace, and he's still, like, I feel like you're following me, dude.
Well, I can't help it if we walk at the same speed.
You guys make it to the 3rd floor. He opens the door. He's walking over to his room. You're walking over to your room.
Where's his room?
He walks up to the room right next to yours.
Right or left?
To the left.
Was that the door that we found was the frame? Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Perfect. That's how you close an episode.
I like how you said that. So is that where we're closing it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have any ill will towards me. Granted, I guess the shadow will probably dissipate once the police come. But they're not going to know where the elf girl went.
Kirby said perfect. So, what do you think of, like, the ending?
This is very dumb, but at least you finally came to a somewhat okay ending.
You didn't like the little girl ending?
No. I didn't like any of the stream's endings, which is why I had to keep going.
What do you think is gonna happen next episode? Speculation time! Speculation!
Well, now I know who the framer is.
Kirby said, can Time Traveler warp her to the sun? Please.
She'll just pop back toasty.
It's just a roasted body of a small elf girl. But yeah. So you...
I guess we can finish off by seeing whether she pops back to me or not if the police try and throw a punch at the shadow.
No, that's the end. That's the end of this.
Okay, I guess we're just gonna ignore that.
But what do you think will happen next episode?
I'm gonna get the elf girl back.
That's the big prediction for next episode?
Yeah.
What else do you think will happen next episode?
Nothing.
You think you'll just get the elf? It'll just be a whole episode about the elf girl?
It's all filler.
We won't even... It's all filler. Kirby said...
This is gonna be a beach episode, Jed.
Kirby said there wouldn't be anything to teleport back to Darkgale. You think the next episode is gonna be a beach episode?
Yeah.
Do you think the other guy will be on the beach too, and he'll be like, "Stop following me!
Of course he will.
Stop following me on this beach!"
And then he's gonna somehow find like a gnome girl, and have that stuck on his shoulder.
It's like a small gnome. It's a large gnome boy. It's like.
Now, do you wish you took my elf girl?
How much do you think is filler versus plot?
Pretty much the whole shenanigans of me being the framer was filler, Jed.
Was it though?
Yes.
Kirby said...
Up until the point where we saw the look-alike, it was filler.
Kirby said, I think the next episode is going to be a complete offshoot. I don't see how all of that could be filler. Like, him going to his room wouldn't even be relevant if you didn't know the significance of his room.
But like the whole, oh, I'm the framer. Like, really hard, I'm the framer.
Yeah, Bruiser was very convinced.
Yeah, but that was only after we discovered the room.
Yeah.
And once we discovered the room, it was filler up until I got to him.
You never would have discovered the room if it wasn't for him in the first place.
Right, but all the events leading up to meeting the doppelganger was filler.
But you never would have met the doppelganger unless you had a court case at Springdale
Court. It
Court.
was filler that justifies meeting the doppelganger. I could have met the doppelganger in a much more meaningful way.
I don't know how.
It's dumb, Jet. Yeah. Bruiser was a plot device. Hell was a plot device. The Speed Force was a plot device.
What Speed Force?
The Force of Speedsters.
Kirby said, I think the next episode is going to be a complete offshoot. He said, I liked watching your twitchy self. Oh, thank you kindly. I appreciate it.
We'll never see him again.
See who again?
Speedy.
Oh, well, I mean, you're a part of the Speed Patrol now. That's really relevant. You're a member of the Speed Patrol. You wear a subspace communicator with it on now.
Well, I'm going to cover it up the moment I get a chance.
It doesn't seem like it stopped anyone from being in Steve yet.
That's because I haven't covered it yet. I tried getting the ribbon and that didn't work.
You ended up getting a little girl. on your shoulder.
Maybe I should wrap her around the subspace communicator.
Interesting strategy. What's that on your arm? It's a watch. That doesn't look like a watch to me. That looks like a little elf girl.
No, it's definitely a watch.
How do you know it's not a watch? It's like, because I know little elf girls, and that's definitely a little elf girl.
Why? You watch hentai?
They're like, so what if I...
Are you into that stuff? Are you kinky?
I'm not the one wearing one on my wrist. I don't understand.
Well, I'm not the one claiming that she's real.
Are you telling me you wear a fake dead elf girl on your wrist?
Yes.
Who's kinky now? And then they walk away. But that's an interesting concept. But yeah, how do you feel like this will impact other storylines currently?
Not at all.
Not at all?
It's my own thing because it's my doppelganger. He's gonna be obnoxious the entire time.
What, do you feel like he's obnoxious now?
Yeah, because he's me, but opposite.
But opposite.
But he still has my general personality.
Kirby said, now how are you going to get you on the planet I'm currently on? What? Now how are we going to get you on... Oh, Kirby wants you on the planet.
I don't want to be there.
For plot.
I don't want to be there.
Everyone's hyped for that episode.
I don't want to be there. I'm dealing with my own problems down here.
Well, I mean, what problems do you really have right now?
Elf girl, doppelganger. I guess the framer now, because basically if I can get a bounty on the framer, I can use the money to pay off the speeders.
That's your plan? Kirby said, well, bollocks. So, your plan, like what you want to do, is get a bounty on the framer, catch the framer, so that you can pay off the speed patrol, so that you don't have to be a member of the speed patrol anymore. Yeah. So that you don't have to have your subspace communicator on anymore, so that you can be antisocial.
Yes.
The whole plan is to be antisocial. Scavenger said, I'm sorry, I'm back now.
I am the framer.
Whole ride with Nerd Tanker. Because Nerd Tanker was stealing a Mustang the whole time.
I actually can sell my car for some money too. I don't use that stuff.
This is very ridiculous.
You're the one who made multiple plot devices. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I was surprised to learn what, like, your character's conviction was. Like, your goal right now.
I want to mind my own business, make games, and survive. I want to live a mildly...
Not really normal because of my powers life. I dig that. Like, I don't know. I guess that isn't what I expected, but I'm excited.
Because if I'm ambitious, then the tribunals are going to be like, no, he's ambitious, let's kill him.
Kirby said, well, Scavenger said, let's try to find each other. Kirby said, yep, you and Nerd Tanker are on the planet. Kirby said, our subspace communicators can do that. Kirby said, then take the ship back to Earth. Oh, Scavenger's trying to get him back to Earth. That's interesting.
They better not try and force me onto their ship. I will go into the shadows. They can't touch me while I'm in there.
Ooh. Kirby said, I'm with Time Traveler. When you're sticking with a plot, when you're like, I'm following this plot line. So let's see, Time Traveler's on the rainforest planet that has like a magical temple, like shrine in the center of the planet. He doesn't understand what's going on and like why he's been framed.
It's because of the framer, and if I take care of that, then all plot gets resolved. It's brilliant. That's why I have to be antisocial, because otherwise I lose focus, and then I can't solve all the world's problems.
Then Aiden has this whole plot line where he's trying to kill babies and get money.
But he has the framer on him.
Kirby says, trying to get the jewels off an axe. Scavenger says, magic and shit.
Basically, if I take care of my plot, I solve everybody else's plot.
I don't know. That won't stop Aiden from killing babies.
I mean, that's not really a plot, that's just a hobby.
What's the difference?
He's fine, he's free to do whatever he wants.
Let's see. Well, he constantly seems to be having to try and cover his tracks.
Well, that's his fault.
Scavenger says no. You guys in the chat, who has the most interesting storyline right now? Your boy Jared, your boy Aiden, or your boy Matt?
That's also biased because I have the most plot right now.
Kirby says, I don't really have a plot. He says, I'm just a friend of Time Traveler. Scavenger said, and Jared will still be on the planet. So Scavenger wants to pick up Kirby to bring him back to Earth, but he doesn't want to take Jared. Scavenger in all caps said Jared has the most interesting plot right now. Kirby, who do you think has the most interesting plot? Jared, Aiden, or Matt? It is interesting that you have, like, the most plot, and people are like, Jared. Because, like, for Scavenger, Kirby also said Jared in all caps has the most interesting plot.
He's also a big meme, though, Jet. I don't take things as a meme.
Do you know who's actually a big meme?
Aiden.
He's killing fucking babies.
Yeah,
He's killing babies for, like, no reason.
But the difference is that Jared aims his memes, Aiden doesn't.
Jared's killing babies. He's aimed it pretty square on the babies.
But he doesn't aim it with relation to how he's going to go about that. He just sort of goes about whatever. Whereas Jared has general plans for what he's doing.
Gosh. So, this is episode 6, right?
No.
Yeah.
5.
6. Kirby says, I'm slightly biased toward Jared, being that I'm with him. So, this is 6. So, how many episodes...
I had 3.5 hours of plot.
Yeah. This is, man, going hard. Fucking Jared, dude. Jared has the most interesting plot. That's interesting. I wonder what Nerd Tanker's opinion is about who has the most interesting plot. Oop, excuse me. But thank you, Kirby said, this could be episode 3, part 3. Scavenger said, Jared's plot most be slightly resolved. He said, must be slightly resolved. So, I think people are really hyped for Jared's. Jared's also has speculation videos.
Speculation videos.
Scavenger said, but just enough to throw in something else. So, like, they want to, like, follow the lead on that. Do you want to do a speculation video for yours? It gets people hyped.
I don't care about
people want to know what happened to Jared.
I'll be the underdog where I'll have the most developed plot, and I'll only have, like, a few fans who are, like, die-hard Dark Gale lore facts fans.
Aiden had, like, the most, like, closed story adventure. Jared had one for his first episode, like, it was really closed story.
And then I had a 3.5 hour plot that eventually sort of closed.
Kirby said, remember what happened after the last speculation video? Scavenger said speculation means hype. Kirby said Winslow happened. Scavenger said, and yours has the least hype. It sounds like you need a speculation video.
I'm dealing with nonsense left and right.
What do you not want to happen next episode?
Not have plot devices. Not have a girl strapped to my shoulder. Not having another Candy.
Why did you think Candy was strapped to your shoulder?
No, but she was a walking, talking Mary Sue plot device.
The prophecy of the Gary Stew. That was so great. The prophecy of the Gary Stew. That's another thing about you. What's the prophecy of the Gary Stew?
That was a city we just determined.
Scavenger said, Winslow was a thing that got annoying, but annoying in a funny way. So, I now want to ask you guys, like, on a top 3 list.
I'm on the bottom.
Number 1 being your favorite, number 2 being in the middle, and number 3 being your least favorite. Like, what is your top 3 list for storylines right now?
These people select their 3.5 hours of their least favorite plot.
Kirby said, but anyway, both of my powers have names now. Oh, that's cool, because he named all his powers, Mr. Hand. But what are your top 3 storylines right now in Jankira's Funnifyic? And also, what do you all want to see out of the next episode?
It's going to be Jared Winslow and Dark Gale.
You think it's Jared Winslow, Dark Gale in that order? Kirby actually said Jared number 1, Mr. Hand number 2, and Winslow number 3.
Because he really didn't like annoyance.
Scavenger said the same thing. Jared number 1, Mr. Hand number 2, and Winslow number 3. So Winslow is so far the most disliked
I guess because he's annoying. I don't know.
storyline. Well, Winslow's made his character specifically to try and make everyone else's time horrible. Like, that's his motivation. So I guess it makes sense. He's like the heel, like in wrestling terms. He's the guy everybody loves to hate. We still haven't seen Dozer with his character or Historian, Gerard's character.
He's gonna have a lot of lore to walk into for me.
The Historian?
Yeah.
He has a power where he can literally just ask, like, what's going on? And, like, it just answers his question.
But, like, there's 3.5 hours of information that he needs to parse through.
Does he really? The city's fixed. You're not the hero framer, supposedly, due to the court case. Scavenger said maybe Dozer if he starts. Do you think Dozer would become your favorite if he started? Like, that he would, like, oversee Jared? Because that's interesting. The idea that, like, his episode hasn't come out yet, and he may already have a guaranteed fan. That's really cool. Also, Q wants to start playing, but he hasn't made a character for this one yet. Kirby said, let's finish the Jared story. And then Scavenger said, yeah.
You mean you're never gonna finish the Jared story?
Because we need Jared to finish the Jared story.
You mean Jared's not gonna finish his own story?
I mean, Jared's definitely going to play again.
But
He
he's not
really
gonna
likes
finish
this
it.
game.
It's gonna be never ending.
Scavenger said, yo, Q would be lit. He's ready to see the Q storyline. What characters do you want to do a crossover story with? Like, what 2 character storylines do you want to see not only cross paths, but they do a session together?
I mean, mine's Historian, because I actually like Gerard.
So, Matt really wants to play with Historian. He wants to do, like, a Historian crossover. I think Gerard's going to be upset, because he'll be like, what do you mean I, like, use a power or I use a damage thing?
Oh yeah, he's gonna hate this, just like I hate this, but I'm still doing it because I hate it.
Scavenger said Q and Jared and Dozer. So he wants a 3-way crossover.
So possibilities.
Kirby said over Hangouts, one of us in chat
No.
could be your story lead.
No.
Scavenger said, or just Q and Jared.
Still sort of impossible.
We've still yet to do a campaign via Amino. Like, no one's hitting me up and saying, let's do an Amino
Now
campaign
everybody's gonna hit you up.
where a certain character's in the lead or whatever, and they're doing, like, their own adventure story.
Everybody's gonna hit you up now, Jed.
Well, I mean, they could have been hitting me up the whole time, but no one's been on Amino, like, I want to do my own session. But out of people in chat who we haven't gotten to see develop their story, who do you want to see develop their story more?
Historian.
Kirby said, I would do a story. Scavenger said, oh, I forgot that was possible. I like the way you said that. So Kirby's like, I would do a session. But not counting yourself, who would you like to see do a session?
Historian.
Scavenger says, I got a bad memory. But you want to see Historian do a session? I mean on the chat. Like someone who like chats with us who has a character, but we haven't seen their story unfold. Kirby said, oh, this blunt master over here. So Kirby wants to see Scavenger's story unfold. Personally, when it comes to people in chat whose story I want to see develop more, I really want to see Nerd Tankers. He gave himself lore for like no reason. Like there's no lore process in character creation. Yeah, Scavenger says I want to see Tanker, because Tanker comes from a line of heroes. Like that's like the thing he put in, and that seems like it has a lot of potential for good story. So I'm excited. What do you guys all think about the possible reveal of the Framer, based off of how this one ended? Did anyone see that coming? Is anyone... You did?
I did, the moment he was in the jury.
You did the moment he was in the jury? You were like, that guy's the Framer. What did you think of his powers?
Typical copy.
Typical copy? Let's see. Based on earlier speculation videos, the big thing behind the Framer was that he must have some ability to manipulate memories.
Well, portal to a game dimension. goes into the game dimension as a machine that wipes memories, sends them back.
So you think he's still with your power set, can have the whole memory base thing?
Yes.
Scavenger did give himself lore, but he said, but mine is a meme and could be used as a plot device if you needed it. Kirby
That's
said...
not good.
Kirby said, I kind of did begin to think that he was the guy when you said that he looked similar to Dark Gale.
So he thought I was, or he was?
He started to begin to think that the doppelganger was the framer when he saw that he looked similar to Dark Gale. If this guy is the framer, do you think the case will open back up because you guys look so similar?
No, because once the case is closed, you can't retry it.
No double jeopardy. You can't charge me for being the framer again. What if he uses that in court? Like, what if he is the framer and you catch him and he goes, I'm Shadow Darkgale. And then you're like, no, you're not. And they do like a DNA test and it's like, he is Shadow Darkgale. And they're like, you can't charge me for the same thing twice.
Abyssal clone. Can't you do that?
And then he makes his clone.
But it's a light clone. Completely different.
Interesting. Let's see. Scavenger said, I think it is Tanker's cousin still. He still has the theory that he thinks Nerd Tanker's cousin is the master framer. And not the Shadow Darkgale lookalike, who's also his neighbor. How would you feel?
It's gonna be like bright light twin? I don't know.
Bright light twin. You're trying to think of his name?
That's the closest I can come up with.
How does that even go off of Gale?
Actually, probably more like bright light stone.
Stone? Stone is the opposite of air, I guess?
Yeah.
Sure.
Normally, wind and earth are opposites.
Oh, does anyone want to see some Yu-Gi-Oh action tonight?
I'm tired, Jed. I want to maybe watch a little bit of anime and go.
Does anyone want to see some Shadowverse action tonight?
I don't even play Shadowverse, Jed.
Oh, okay. You just want some anime?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Jed, I've done 3.5 hours of getting memed on.
Scavenger said, maybe Nerd Tanker's cousin looks like Shadow Darkgale. Kirby said, fuck yes, Yu-Gi-Oh! He got really hyped. Scavenger said, which would fuse the stories together. So he thinks Nerd Tanker's cousin is the master framer and looks like you.
That's not likely.
And has powers that are like similar to yours.
While we're at it,
but
he's
not
also
the
the guy involved in Jared's plot line. So kill him and everybody's plots are resolved.
What is the most convoluted theory? Kirby said I still need to make the story deck. I think the most convoluted theory, going off of what he says, because he made his brother be able to alter memories to make him a plot device. So, Scavenger's brother fused with Nerd Tanker's cousin, who looks like and has similar powers to Shadow Darkgale, and he's the master framer. Would be a really crazy theory.
Jared's plot?
Because the guy who framed Jared would be the master framer if Jared even got framed.
Okay.
I'm still not sure if he got framed, to be honest. Scavenger says that my rival is working with Tanker's cousin would be convoluted. I think it's more convoluted that your rival fused with Tanker's cousin. He says it was my rival, not my brother. He's a part of your like Gremlin clan. Do you have any familial relation with your rival?
It's a dumb plot.
I've been digging it so far. You gotta get into the speculation game.
No, Jet, speculation game's stupid because then we get to another character and speculation goes out the window.
I mean, no. We're still speculating on Jared's thing. Jared's thing has more hype because of the distance between.
But then Dozer plays and then everything gets thrown out the window.
Kirby says, I'm not making it to be a good deck since we'll have a very weak and useless monsters. Well, fair enough. Scavenger said, he stole my girlfriend. That's his relation to his rival. Whoop. Well, it seems like Shadow Darkgale's getting ready to retire for the night with his possible new arch enemy living next door. Scavenger says, and his rival has opposite powers to him. That's a part of his lore. Kirby said Jared is hyped because his story was first. True. Scavenger says, and he is a half-breed. Half what and what? Half gremlin, half human? Anyways, thank you all for watching. Oh, wait, you're saying your character is a half-breed. I think I remember something like that. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like this video. Favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding, 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 ring that bell so you notified whenever we do these live streams. This is your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with
Mr. Han.
Scavenger and Kirby. Logging out. Peace. Oh, he was saying that his rival was a half-breed.
So